Three. Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Curiosity Club podcast. I know it's been a while, maybe a little over a month, and yeah, we promised to post within a month from the last podcast, which was maybe 1 year after we posted since then. But yeah, we went a little over a month. But that's okay. We if I were to give you guys an excuse, we were officially planned to record one last week, but yeah, some things came up. We couldn't get that together, but yeah, here we are now. So if you guys are new here, my name is Ruin, and I'm here today with Kaviru and Nimruka. Yeah, so if you guys didn't watch the last month's podcast, so we are kind of following a new style here that we're not scripting anything, we're not talking anything with preparation, so we're just going with the flow, talking about our life experiences within the period that we post. So talking about life experiences, anything new with you guys?
So yeah, I have exam in I have my semester finals in about 4 days, next Monday. So
That's
I
nice.
mean, yeah, about 4-5 days. So actually the time we are posting this episode, I will be in the middle of my exam week, that
Nice.
kind of things. And yeah, during the last few weeks, ended the semester. After actually currently I'm in the study break. So yeah, had the election in Sri Lanka. And yeah, it's kind of
But
I don't know.
which
It's
semester is this yours?
second year, first semester.
Ah, nice. Feeling good now? Like getting used to stuff and
Yeah.
yeah. How about you,
Things
Nimruga?
are.
Anything new?
New was I started going to the gym like religiously,
Okay.
consistently, and with a diet. Like I used to
Mm-hmm.
go to. Okay, here's the thing. You guys might know this or might not, but I used to do bodybuilding way back when I was in high school. So after quarantine and stuff, I was kind of stopped. So I have gained a few pounds and all that. And I've been returning to the gym, yeah, but it haven't been consistent like I used to be. Like I haven't had a
Mm-hmm.
dieting plan or maybe fasting or nothing like that. I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I only did the exercises, workouts, but I didn't have. I wasn't fully committed to the process. But
Mm-hmm.
for the past few weeks, I've been consistently going to the gym, following a dieting plan, and doing intermittent fasting. So it's a whole
Wait,
process.
what was it
At the
called?
start, it
Intermittent
was hard.
fasting?
Intermittent fasting, yeah.
Yeah.
To give some explanation on intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is like, for example, what I'm doing is I'm going to fast for 16 hours, and
Mm-hmm.
the next few hours, like 8 hours or so, I can eat. It's called the calorie intake window. So during
Mm-hmm.
that time period, I eat any like the meals or the diet plan. I follow those within that 8 hour period.
Mm-hmm.
Other 16 hours, I'm gonna fast. No eating, nothing, no drinking, nothing. Like
No
drinking water is
drinking.
fine. I mean,
Oh,
drinking water
yeah,
is fine. I mean, like a calorie intake is.
Yeah. So I'm
Um,
asking because I actually don't know like what kind of effect does it have? Like
the thing
Well,
is
what's the
like
difference? What's the difference between following a normal diet plan and doing
yeah,
this intermittent fasting?
fasting. The reason I'm following intermittent fasting is because the first thing is it works for me. Like every person's physique and genealogy is different. So what works for you might not work for someone else. The same thing with diet plans. Like some people can do a carnivore diet, some people can do a vegan diet, some people can do a like a full oil diet, full fat diet. I can't remember the name. Keto diets. Like some people can't do those because they are physicality is different, their physique is different, and how they handle stuff is different from person to person. So you have to get to know your body. So for my body, dieting and fasting works. Fasting works marvelously for me. Like the main thing is I did some research back in the day. Like for us, we are South Asian, right? For us, one thing that is common for all South Asian people are that we usually retain more fat in our body, like in our belly areas and stuff like that. We retain more fat more than the other groups of people, like Caucasian people or African people. South Asian people retain more fat. So the reason for that is in ancient times, since the beginning, South Asian people, we have faced so many famines throughout the history. For that, our body has like evolutionary uh, evolved into. Our body has evolved into retaining more fat, so we can face a famine and be alive. So, like the people who survived famine usually has more fat content in their body, a retained fat, so they can use that fat during the famine. So because the other people died off, the people who does not retain fat died off because of the famines. The people that lived were people that contains or the body absorbs more fat and contain them in the body. So that's our genealogy. So for us, especially South Asian, diet or fasting. Fasting works marvelously when you are doing weight losses because you are essentially putting yourself in a controlled famine state. Kind of like in a famine, you don't have calorie intake, right? And so we are artificially creating that environment within ourselves.
Well, Nimrika, so I saw this thing. I'm not sure what it's called, but there were like maybe 5-6 months back, there was this whole thing going on with where people were trying strictly water dieting, like it's just water intake for maybe a week or so.
Yeah.
Have you seen that? Is it like it like does it have any correlation with what you're saying?
For people are saying you are talking about water cleansing and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Juice cleanse
Like
and water cleansing,
consuming
yeah,
water, and then they are saying it's spiritual. Consuming only water gets their dirts and all the retained stuff get expelled from the body through water or something like that, right? I haven't researched much, but the thing is, for some people they can't do it like that. For me personally, I can't. For me personally, I can't not eat for 2 3 days. I can't survive only on water. It's not because I don't have energy. It's because I have gastritis. My gastric acid is too strong. My body can't handle that. So I get gastritis if I don't eat for countless days, like 2 days or something like that. So I can't personally do that, and some people can't do that either because we have a digestive system, and there are chemicals that excrete on in our body to like for example gastric juice. Like um, the thing is when we go out of our way to do a specific diet to deprive our body of something we are used to, our body uh, gives off a certain reaction that might not be healthy for some people. It's all about whether something works for you or it doesn't. Like you have to understand that your body is unique, and some stuff works for you, and some stuff doesn't.
Same goes with exercises, I think, because some people tend to perform well on weighted exercises, but some people uh, tend to perform well on calisthenics and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Um.
like for example, a great example here is for athletes, let's say athletes, there are athletes that have like sprinters,
Mm-hmm.
they have like bodybuilders at high level physique with just running. They are basically doing running exercise, like they're training to run, right? Like they have
Mm-hmm.
great physique that is comparable to bodybuilders, but there are bodybuilders that don't, not bodybuilders, there are people that weight train daily or
Mm-hmm.
something that don't see that much gain because their genealogy is different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 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 yeah. Um, yeah, that was a lot to like. I learned a lot from that small passage,
Yeah,
like that small part, because I haven't heard about the was it intermittent fasting? Yeah,
Intermittent
yeah,
fasting.
yeah. I haven't heard about it before, but yeah, good to know. So anyway, um, talking about my past couple of weeks, nothing much changed. I'm still going through my uni semester. I've got like 5 weeks left. I'm handling stuff better than I used to last few semesters, which I'm pretty happy about. Um, and yeah, I kind of started posting on YouTube again, which is good,
yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
good. Um,
Actually,
so
that series is very good. I'm not joking.
yeah.
That series is pretty awesome. It has the content. That content has the flowing. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I can remember your previous videos, not the ones that you posted during last year. I'm talking about things that
Yeah, the
you posted when you were
once
back in
I
Sri Lanka,
yeah.
that
Mm-hmm.
kind of things. If you can compare one of the what you did back then to what you're doing now, I think that's a
Mm-hmm.
huge improvement.
Yeah,
Not a
yeah,
little,
yeah.
a very, very huge improvement with the quality
Mm-hmm.
of the video and the content. It's just, yeah,
So what I was going for actually is so as you guys know, like we barely have time to do extra stuff, right? Like it's really hard for us to even find time to do a podcast like this. And
yeah,
so what I was aiming for is just minimizing as much as of editing and scripting that I could, like taking a single topic and just talking about it straight away without doing nothing else. And I feel like for some people that actually works really well, but for some
yeah,
not, because feel like um people who tend to like listen to podcasts, read books, and like people who are used to keeping their focus straight on something that without getting distracted, that works well for them, and the other way works for the other people. Yeah.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
And
They are kind of like audio, like what do you call audio books
audio
or
diary.
something like that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Audio
um
diaries, yeah, audio diaries.
yeah. But I actually enjoy doing those kind of stuff. But yeah, when I get some time, I should get back to making some short form stuff as well. Um, Talking about anything else going on in my life. Oh, so for the past couple of weeks, I've been pretty inspired creatively. I'm trying new things. In like in different ways. I'm making notes. I'm taking pictures of stuff, printing them out, cutting pieces out of it, and doing random stuff just out of curiosity. And for the past couple of weeks, I'm telling you guys, like genuinely, honestly, I've been feeling pretty calm and happy and like content with what's happening around. And uh, comparing to the previous couple of weeks, I was very busy like the last like this week, because to be honest with you guys, I haven't slept like more than 4 hours consecutively for about 3 days now. Like I've had like 3 hours sleep for the
Damn.
past 3 days. Yeah, because I've been working overnight and I had uni the like whole day. So working overnight and going to uni and sleeping for 3 hours, getting back up, going to work. But still, I looked at it in this perspective where if the job that I'm doing is gonna support the thing I'm passionate to do, the thing I'm passionate about. Like that was totally worth it because one so, another thing that I was affected. So when working overnight at the place I work, there's nobody else. Okay, it's just me doing my work, and so when I'm doing that stuff, I have so much time to think, so much free time, so much like peace of mind. All these new ideas come into my head. Like if I had a notebook, I would have filled it by now. That's how many ideas I got. And yeah, I've been pretty how do I say, motivated and inspired to try some new things
Why
and
why do you
maybe
think why do you think you feel pretty much motivated or inspired during this past couple of weeks compared to other uh,
may,
maybe 2 months before,
Previous.
like something like that?
may, maybe I feel like I'm not sure. I'm because I didn't want to put any tags on it. I feel like kind of I'm kind of finding what I truly want to do bit by bit because I was at this place. I talked to one of my friends. You guys probably don't know, like he's one of my friends from around my home back in Sri Lanka. I talked to him about like I have like I'm not specifically good, like great at one thing, but I'm good at many different things. That's how I saw it. And I saw it as this weakness in me. Like I know how to do a lot of things pretty well, but not one thing great. And I felt like that was a weakness, like because when people, when you look at someone who is great, like someone who we talk as one of the greats, they focus their life on one thing, and like they're known for that thing, yeah. But so
Yeah.
and I was having trouble choosing between one of these things too. Like I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this. Like I couldn't choose between one of these things. But lately I've come to realize that having these things you can do bit by bit, you can connect the strings and make really cool stuff out of it. And yeah, I feel like I'm making something really great right now. And maybe let's give it a year. Let's give it a year. And you guys probably will get to see a pretty cool product that I'll probably be very
So
proud of.
actually, I think me and Imruga met the singer Ruin, guitarist Ruin,
Yeah. Yeah.
boxer Ruin,
Actor,
Yeah.
actor,
actor Ruin, and
debater.
debater. So yeah, we met a lot of Ruins
Yeah.
during the last 10
We
years
did
also.
everything in the ruin,
Yeah.
right? We did
Yeah.
almost everything, right?
Almost everything, man. Like that, and I feel like
The
like we
beatboxer, the beatboxer,
and
the
Box
beatboxer
and the
Ruin.
boxer and the boxer, the kickboxer, the
guys,
boxer.
do you remember we went, like all three of us went group singing together?
Y- Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
In
wasn't
group.
there,
Kavi
but you
wasn't
guys did.
wasn't 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 Kaviru there? Like
I
I
was.
mean at Western music, the competitions. Wasn't Kaviru there?
Yeah, 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 yeah. It was in the competitions, yeah.
You were right? No?
I
Uh,
don't think I
however,
was
you
there.
right? Because
No, I
you
didn't.
were in
Actually, we sing together in an something like an event in our school.
yeah, English day
Really?
or
I
something, right?
can't remember, something like an aeronautical day or
Yeah,
something
because
like that.
maybe because I remember singing with you guys together. That's why. Like
Actually,
and
The
Ruin and I
problem,
did. Actually, we did something in our grade meeting
yeah,
or
yeah,
something like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
assembly,
The
yeah.
weekly,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
in
The
grade
And like
7 or 8.
Cairo, if I remember correctly, Cairo, you had we did Western music and you had Eastern music
Yeah,
at
I did
to
Eastern
attend
music.
to that, and those competitions had similar dates or something like that, so you didn't have
yeah.
time to participate in Western.
I think like practice sessions overlapped or something.
Yeah,
Yeah. But looking back, like uh it's so like how do I say, it's almost very inspirational and beautiful to see how little things from your past interconnect and like the pieces of the puzzle connect and make a bigger picture. Like
Yeah,
I like.
it makes you unique, right? Like it's like
Yeah.
traits getting added to a character. You adding a trait to character, another trait,
Hmm.
and making a unique character in our like a virtual game or something like that.
Yeah. So what I've come to realize is like, so let's say boxing and content creation, yeah, two totally different things. Like if someone says I'm a boxer, I'm a content creator, those are two totally separate things, right? Like you can't really
Yeah,
find an
definitely.
interconnection, except for if the content creator was creating stuff about boxing. But so I've come to realize these different character traits, like they support each other. Like something that you learn from boxing might play a huge role in content creation, or something you
Yeah,
learned in
definitely.
singing or drama might serve a huge part in another thing. And yeah, it's
Actually, Ruit, so yeah, so I know actually we talked about this in a something like this one. This is actually a something I can't say. It's a leadership academy toolkit. It's by Global Learning Lab. It was a program at
mm-hmm,
our university. So
mm-hmm,
what I learned was that by doing these small things, I mean, at university we used to sing, we used to practice playing instruments, we used to play cricket, we used to do many other things. Can't even remember what. If you can remember, me and Ruin went to uh, Peradeniya for some kind of a science thing
mm-hmm. Yeah,
back
new
in grade
inventions.
10 or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah. So what you learn is DAC. This is something I learned actually. So I had
Mm-hmm,
this book down here. So this is the first thing I come to mind. You learn about
mm-hmm,
direction, alignment, and commitment. So by doing
mm-hmm,
these tasks without even knowing, we are learning three things. That is direction. That means we we have this vision. So like in your in when you are practicing for boxing, you had this vision in your mind that this is what I'm going to do, right?
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right, Nick? So but and now you are doing content creation, and now also when you are starting to film a video, you have that in your mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
Mhm.
then you during the boxing practices, you I can remember you were practicing, you were trying to reduce your weight to fit
Mm-hmm.
into that weight
Yeah.
classes, all that thing.
Yeah.
And now even when you are doing this content creation, you said you're trying to reduce the editing time, you're trying to reduce the uh,
Mm-hmm.
get the flow, that kind of thing. That's the
Yeah.
alignment part. And then the commitment, so that's about doing it, actually doing it. So
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
think it's not the things that we do, it's the way that we do things. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
maybe you did boxing, and at the time I was pretty committed to playing violin. I did my
Yeah.
Visharada and all that stuff, and I spent about 4 years doing that. So during that time, I think the commitment and these other things, those are the things that we actually learn from doing these things, doing other things
Mm-hmm.
that we are applying in the uh,
Whatever
in
we
our
are doing
future.
right now. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I
So
think like it subconsciously comes into play without us even knowing. Um like you can't see it if you don't try and notice it, right?
yeah,
it's a,
yeah,
it's a skill, right? Like something I recently heard. Like if you're doing something over and over again, then there's a brain neuralink, a neuro pathway created for that thing. Like if you're doing something again and again, then a neuro pathway get created, connecting those things so you can do it easily or implement it easily. So if you are
yeah.
doing something like if you are practicing something again and again, and it's not related to something else, but if you are doing something else that wants some skills of that thing, you can use those neural pathways to get the needed outcome through those stuff or skills you
Mm-hmm.
have uh, like gotten used to, or what do you call, skills that you have mastered.
So
And
And
I can't remember
with that,
exactly. Yeah, Yeah.
Go ahead, Kavit. Go ahead, Kavit.
So I can't remember exactly the which book. It might be Atomic Habits or I think it's Hyperfocus. So in order to get something to be one of your habits, you have to consciously practice it again and again and again. So I think
Yeah.
the same concept applies here as well.
Yeah.
Oh, a great example came to mind. Like people say meditation helps a lot in other stuff, right? That like that's concentration, right? Meditation is
Yeah.
concentration, and you can use the concentration in something else. Like it's the
Yeah.
same situation.
Yeah. I've actually realized a lot, like when I kind of reflected on it a lot, like how meditation has helped me in different things. Like it's 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 amazing, like how it works when it's not directly applied, but it's there. Like you feel it, like you feel more centered, more concentrated. Like you, the ability I've gotten to, how do I say it, like calm down the noise around me when I'm focusing on something. That has improved with time a lot. And also one more thing that I've realized is like, so let's say I was writing a newsletter, yeah. So I was doing something and I hit a roadblock. And I what I realized is, without giving up there, so this is actually something that happened. So I was writing this, it's not a newsletter, but I was writing something. But I kind of hit a roadblock. Okay. It's like, nah, this doesn't sound right. Maybe I'll try something new, but what am I gonna try? That doesn't work. That doesn't work. I stopped it there. I got my guitar and I started kind of like freestyling over just some chords. And then, oh, I can talk about this. Like, then the thought came to me, and like after that, everything kept on going.
So, something I remembered when you said in like in previously, you told
Mm-hmm.
that you had so many other skills and stuff. You
Yeah.
think that you are essentially a jack of all trade, right? Jack of all trade.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of the full phrase, like the full quote of jack of all trade?
Not really, no.
Jack of all trade is a quote, right? So the full quote is the one we know is jack of all trade is master of none, right? That's the
Mm-hmm.
quote we've heard. But the
Mm-hmm.
full one is jack of all trade, master of none, but better than a master of one. So
Mm-hmm.
you might be a jack of all trade, but you can use all those skills to improve on other stuff. It's a
Mm-hmm.
blessing in disguise. Don't let yourself be down because of you, because some people don't have the ability to master different stuff.
Yeah.
Some people can only excel at one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to do good in multiple areas doesn't mean you are not able to do good in something or be excellent at something. That just
Mm-hmm.
means you have more capability or capacity to bear.
Yeah, I feel like that plays a part in adaptability as well. Like when when
Yes,
you
definitely.
are kind of used to doing a lot of different stuff that require different skills and different like set of knowledge and stuff. When something new comes into your way, you can adapt to it pretty well. I feel like that plays
Yes,
a
definitely.
big part as well. And yeah, I feel like we're running out of time here, so maybe we'll jump into the new session and
Yes.
continue.
So, guys, recently I've been following some creators, and not creators, like successful people for
Mm-hmm.
mentorship, kind of like, for example, Alex Hamosi, Chris Williamson. Like, those people have some wisdom that I want to learn from, like, kind of, especially Alex Hamosi, been a huge inspiration in my life because uh, I feel like he and I have similar kind of visions for themselves,
Mm-hmm.
like for ourselves. I have similar kind of visions as him. Like he's well into fitness. He's well
Mm-hmm.
into being productive,
Mm-hmm.
uh, having a vision and stuff like that. I really resonate with those
Yeah.
kind of things. And,
I remember
someone
when
I've
Yeah,
been
actually,
following.
Alex Hormozy like kind of blew up, like what he blew up was for diet recipes. He made some protein
Yeah,
recipes up, and
Yeah.
that's what he was actually famous
yes,
for at first.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Even now he's going to
Easy.
stores and collecting the protein levels and carb levels and
Mm-hmm.
everything before
Yeah,
eating that kind of stuff. Actually, I read the book, his first book. I don't know whether it's his first one, but I think
yeah,
it's
I
the
think
first one of
so.
the series.
Yeah,
100,
yeah,
100
million
million,
offers,
not the leads one,
offers.
offers. Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
that was actually a great book.
yeah, great book. What was
So
Nimruga continuing? Yeah.
Yeah, Nimrod.
yeah, so but like nowadays, what I've been doing is like he said like first thing to do when you're
Mm-hmm.
starting out as an entrepreneur or something is to build your foundation strong, right? So right now I'm trying to get my body in a great shape, mentality in a great shape, uh, do the foundational work, do the research, get the skills we need, especially like nowadays. I've been trying to regulate my speech patterns. Kind of
Mm-hmm.
like speech does a like training the way you speak
Mm-hmm.
does wonders. Like I've been listening to some YouTube videos and stuff on how to speak properly, how to have like a weight on your the way you speak, like a with the weight of the way you speak can give so many impressions to other people. It can attract people, it can increase your charisma and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. It's
And
really interesting.
Actually, Nimrod, I have
Go
a
ahead.
small suggestion. So I also have the same issue. I mean, I'm not good at communication. I know that, not just in English when it comes to even Sinhala. I'm not good at, I mean, what's the word? Explaining my
Yeah,
thoughts to someone else.
yeah, definitely. I have that problem too.
And yeah, and again, small talk. That's also not an area I'm very good at. So I found this book, and this had a very, very good amount of ratings. So actually, I purchased it. If you can see, how to talk to anyone, how
mm-hmm.
to
How
talk
to
to
talk to
anyone,
him.
92 tricks
By
for yeah. Actually, that's a
by
very good one.
by
It's
whom?
about it's like the creative work book.
Mm-hmm.
It's by Leel or I'll send you the details. So
Yeah, send me the details. Yeah.
it's also like creative act. In creative act, we have small paragraphs about small chapters about different topics. So like that, this one also had about 92 stories. They don't connect with each other. They are small stories that and show how you can actually apply some of these theories that she's talking in the book
Mm-hmm.
in the real
Uh,
life. So like
yeah.
that, I think yeah, when you listen to something like this, when you actually even the 100 million offers, when I'm now working on something like an app, I always had that line in my mind. You have to create offer that no one can that someone feels
Say
stupid
no to, yeah,
refusing, something like
yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Someone can't say no to. So whenever I'm doing something like that, there's that thing in my mind. So that's the thing about I think, Nimruga, uh, what you're doing is uh, working with what was doing finding mentors, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yeah.
think having connections with some person like that is you learn a lot of things. You learn those things at the moment right now,
Mm-hmm.
but in your future you will see there are some areas or places that you can actually apply those things without any, what's the thing, without you don't, I mean, you know that you're not
Like you
what's
won't
the
feel
thing,
the resistance as you are now.
yeah with yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
And if like this is kind of a different approach to what you said, Nimruka, but like it might differ from person to person. So as you said, like how it's better to build the foundation like before you start and stuff. Um, in my case, like I found it better to start right ahead, like and learn from my mistakes on the way, and it could be different from person to person. But yeah, like I feel like when you put yourself in the deep end and you understand where you can, like, where things are gonna wrong, learn your lessons the hard way, it kind of has an impact of showing you how to work things out, if that makes sense.
Yeah, Ruin, I think it works.
Yeah,
I think Nimruka is
kind of stuck, I think. Yeah, but that's okay.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
so
So yeah, you're
I
talking
wanted to
about
say something. Yeah. So Nimruka mentioned Chris Williamson. Yeah. Have you listened to his
yeah.
podcasts? I love them, man. Like
I
the a
I
couple of
I haven't listened to any of his podcasts, but I have seen some shorts.
So he has like an amazing podcast set up with very interesting people. I've watched a couple of Alex Hormozy, David Goggins, and some other people. But so I saw this video. Wait, I'll show you. I wanted to get your thoughts on it.
Way to live your 20s. There's no perfect way to live your 20s. You either live them up, become an underskilled 30-year-old, or you work them up and become an underlived 30-year-old. You just have to figure out which you'd rather be, accept the trade-offs, and know that there are no do-overs.
So what he's saying is there's two ways to live your 20s. You either live them up and be an underskilled 30-year-old, or work them up or be an underlived 30-year-old. What are your thoughts on that? Like I feel like personally I feel like someone could find a place in between to walk through 20s. What do you think?
Guys, give me a second, okay? I
Yeah,
got
that's right.
disconnected. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I disconnected back. So can you start from that?
Yeah.
Telling me what
Yeah. So we were getting into the whole Chris Williamson podcasting that you mentioned about. So I saw
Yeah.
this video. Yeah. I'll show it to you again.
There's no perfect way to live your 20s. You either live them up, become an underskilled 30-year-old, or you work them up and become an underlived 30-year-old. You just have to figure out which you'd rather be, accept the trade-offs, and know that there are no do-overs.
What are your thoughts on that?
You are talking about talking about diving into deep end straight away, right? Like
here what he's saying is there's two ways to live your 20s. You either live them up and be an underskilled 30-year-old, or work them up and be an underlived 30-year-old. Like, what do you think? Like, do you think it's either doing one thing and missing the other, and like what he mentioned, like accepting the trade-off, or someone could find a way, like something in between, a balance in between?
me personally. Go ahead, Kavit. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I personally don't think there's a middle path. We can have something in between. I mean, 75% of one, 25% of it. But I don't think at the current world we won't be able to find the exact 50%. I think we have to select one area. I really it's not a happy thing to say. It doesn't feel good to say it, but yeah.
What
Whether
about
to
you,
enjoy
Nimruka?
your life or the choices are whether to enjoy your life and be unskilled, or dedicate your life into craft and be skilled but not enjoy, right? That's the two different pathways we have to select, right?
Underskilled and underlived.
Yeah. So if you enjoy your life for the 20s, you become an underskilled 30-year-old, or if you don't enjoy, you become underlived 30-year-old. Right? That's the whole premise, right? So this is the situation, right? That we are talking about a situation where your dedication or to the craft is going to prevent you from having uh, a life or having fun. The whole premise of the situation is they are assuming that we dedicating our life or the 20s to our craft and improving our skills is gonna make us not enjoy our life as much. That's the observation they are making, right?
Yeah.
Kind of conclusion, and not the conclusion. That's
the
what they are
statement.
trying to
Basic
say.
statement, yeah.
Yeah, statement they are trying to say. But the thing is, some people do have skills that they want to improve, but they have to sacrifice in their other parts. Like, let's say, for example, someone likes to drink or party or something like that. Okay, for example. But if they want to enjoy, socialize, go to parties, enjoy the life, do drugs or something like that, be wasted and stuff like that, go out all day and stuff like that. If that's your enjoyment, you have to give up that part in order to develop in a positive way, right? But if there's someone who enjoys the process of the Urui, for example, for Urui, you enjoy creating videos, right? That's your development pathway, but you enjoy that, right?
But
some people,
yeah.
There's a disparity in some stuff you can enjoy, but some stuff you can't enjoy. For example, like education. Well, that's a great example because I don't think people like education is fun, knowledge is fun, but the exams are not that much fun, right? Studying is not that much fun for an exam, right? But you have to do that, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that might be the
maybe
So
let me say
actually yeah.
So
Go ahead.
what I think it depends on what you define by living, basically, because
yes,
if you define living just by enjoyment, then there's a problem. Because life is not totally enjoyment, because life, if you focus on enjoying every part of life, I feel like you're not gonna enjoy anything at all, because see, life's more like waves and circles, like cycles, and
definitely,
like your low points are what gets you to your highs, your high points are what sometimes get you lows or even higher highs. And so here I personally feel like we, in the current world that we're living in, if you want to be skilled in something that you are passionate about, I think there's a way you can enjoy and upskill your way to your 30s. And I'm saying, I'll also say this, it's not gonna be as that person is not gonna be as skilled as the person who just focuses on upskilling himself, for sure. Like, if there was a person who dedicates his life to upskill and also do and like stuff that to live life as he defines it, or the person who just, oh shit, my reactions, or the person just focusing on upskilling himself, I think there is gonna be a difference in progress, like a huge difference. But I feel like there possibly is a middle ground there. What did you first want to say, Kavi?
Something came to my mind.
I interrupted you. Yeah.
Kavi, if you're gonna have something to say, go.
So yeah, actually, I was going to ask Ruvin. So I think in this video, what they meant by living and what was the other thing? Being skilled. So I thought it was like so if you have a choice. So today, I know in 4 days I have my exam. So today the question is, if I so tomorrow there's the Sri Lankan versus New Zealand cricket match. It's in Galle. I can go there. I can watch it. It only takes about 2 hours to go there. So what would I select? Should I select to stay home and study, or go with my friends and watch the match. That's the enjoyment part. That's
Yeah.
the lived part, and this is the skill part. So I think, I don't know, what would you do? What I would do is stay at home and do the do this studying. But I know a guy, I know one of my friends, he's actually texting me about going to the match tomorrow. He's also in my batch. He's also he has a good rank. He has a good GPA. If he go to the match tomorrow, I know he'll get the he'll manage that. I think it depends on
The person,
who
right?
you are. It depends from person to person.
And I
yeah.
also think it depends on what specific skills that you're trying to develop. Because see, when you talk about watching a cricket match and doing an exam, they're two different worlds, right? But
Yeah.
imagine a person's enjoyment in life is traveling, okay? And and maybe the skill set that he wants to develop is connecting with people, learning about cultures. So there's a huge possibility that he can develop the skills that he's looking forward to and enjoying his life, right? And let's say it's let's say, okay, have you guys seen the Uber drivers that does videos? Like
the Australian guys, especially, right?
Dash cam videos. So let's say a person loves to drive. That's what he enjoys. But just doing an Uber driving job is not gonna develop any skills for him. Like, I know these skills are not on paper skills. Like, it's not gonna get you a job at a company, but I feel like we've come to a place that we define skills in a specific way, that some of these other skills are kind of looked down on, if that makes sense. Like, imagine this. The guy
I think
who
nowadays, because of the internet, become
people are aware of.
I got caught up. Give me a second.
We didn't.
We can hear you. Go ahead.
So I got cut off. Give me a second. Okay. So nowadays, I think nowadays, especially because we have globalization and we have internet, social media, and stuff like that, people have found a way to do something and make it into a career. Make it into a career. Do something they love and make it into a career so they can live or make money, essentially, right? Like I think that's something wonderful that's come about with the modernization. Like in the past, we couldn't do something like that. Like, for example, that Uber driver, he likes to content create, but in the past, he couldn't do that. He couldn't do his job of driving or something like that and have a platform, because in the past there was no social media or nothing, right?
So I was gonna say something. Wait. So that's like finding new pathways is actually very important. Like, I feel like the more like developed we are becoming, the more ways we find to live life and improve our skill sets, maybe. But I have a question for you guys. So let's say hypothetically it goes like that. Okay, if you could either just develop your skills or just live life, what would you guys do?
I think I would select the developing skill part.
What about
I would
you?
try to select the developing skill part. I would try my best. That's it. Because for example, let me give you no example is needed, because the question is if it was like the past, right? If there was the only choices whether to develop the skill or the enjoyment of life, I will try to develop a skill for the betterment of my life.
I feel like I'd go the other way.
They're actually doing it. It also I think you you select the enjoyment part.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
so. I feel like, yeah.
The thing for me is, for an example, what are the skills that I want to develop during the next 2 years or 3 years? It's like maybe some things related to software development, some things related to data science, some things related to AI, ML, whatever it is. I love learning.
Yeah.
I really do love learning. I
Mhm.
mean,
I mean,
I wouldn't say it
then
2-3 years ago, but
I would say that it
if
becomes like your enjoyment in living, right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's the thing. The thing is, after studying, I have to select a job. I have to go to a job or something like that. So then what? Then you can either do your job only that. That's the skill part. Then there's the enjoyment part. Then that's the question. I mean, I love to study, but after going to a job, according to that video, you can put doing the job in that skill improving part and learning in the other part. So then that's the question. What do you think I would select? Right. Like
Yeah, that's not really like it's not a skill development that you enjoy, right? You enjoy learning, right?
exactly.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it becomes a problem then. Yeah, for me too. Yeah, even though I said I'll try to develop my skills, I'm not sure whether I'll get attached to living life because it 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 happened to me before, like getting stuck on the life path, like enjoying the life path. Like I think enjoyment is needed for life at the end of the day, right? Like we are doing everything for the enjoyment of our life at the end of the day, right? You like you get only one life to live as yourself, right? So you
Yeah.
have to have something to enjoy. If not, what's the point in living, right?
So what
So
I'm saying is, why can't a person, like, if in Kaviru's case, you can, I feel like, keep on learning if that's what makes you happy.
yes,
Yeah. I was talking. Yeah, that's what I said in first. You can select 25% of something and 75% of something, but I don't think you can stay in the right at the middle at the 50-50.
I feel like you
At some
can,
part,
I feel like we can interconnect those things to make 100% of one thing, not live 50-52 lives. But this, like, if you enjoy, or if the experience of life that you want is improving your skill set at something, then I feel like they're kind of intertwined, don't you think? Like, if just
yeah,
let's say in case the way you
yeah. Then it's like 100% of both, right?
yeah.
yeah.
The thing is, very, very, very few amount of people in the world get to do that. Very few.
Yes,
and
definitely,
and
yes.
and I feel
Yeah,
like very few try,
that's the thing.
don't you think? Don't you think a
It
very
is
few
true,
try?
but the reason being is like going on a path that is already discovered is easier than creating your own path. If you were to follow that pattern, if you want to intertwine your success of life with your enjoyment of life, you have to create your own path. I think it's harder than following a already established path. So people are defensive against that. You can see it in the traditional sense, like for the past generations, they try to move in that traditional path because it's easier. And some people get scared to follow something unique because that's a path you have to take by yourself. It's a path without an end. You don't see it at the start, right? So you
Okay,
are just like feeling around at the start.
let's say it's like this. Okay, so let's say in Kaviru's case, if Kaviru, you were provided with two choices, yeah, you were provided with the choice of getting to learn something new and experiment stuff and learn something new from that and get paid a lesser amount than doing a job that only requires something you have but you're constant, what would you do?
Actually, I think that's the question I have to answer in about 6 months. I actually have to answer that question in 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to select between a profession I can get out of my degree in 3 years and get started as a associate and follow that path. Or else I can stay another year in university and maybe do some academics,
Other
maybe
way.
become a lecturer and that kind of path. So that's
Or
actually
you
a
mean
question
the
that
research path and the internship path?
yeah, that's the thing. I have to select one of those paths. Actually, I think I talked about Ruin as Ruin. I sent a message to Ruin about as one of the things as well. So yeah, that's the thing. I'm still deciding. It's not an easy choice. I mean, of course, you can try try something for 2 years and then you can move on to another thing and that kind of you can do that as well. But it's a big question. I think it depends actually on
Yes,
who you are. So I'm at the moment I'm lean toward to uh, selecting something more related to academics rather than joining a corporate job or something like that. But
yes,
in 6 months, who knows?
but
In 6 months, who knows?
the internship
Circumstances
part,
have
yeah,
maybe changed. Yeah, Nimruga.
but according to what I've heard, doing the research, doing the internship pathway or going in the internship pathway is much advantageous in a career sense, right?
Yes.
That's
That's
the
the
question.
huge
So
problem we have to face.
that's the question. So if you were given an option to either choose a career that pays well or a career that doesn't pay as much but you enjoy a lot doing, what would you do?
Like I
feel
said,
That's the question. That's the question.
it changes with the circumstances. I mean, at the time, to be honest, I'm very privileged to be here. When you think about other people in the around the world, some people does not have that choice. Some people just have to
Yeah,
select the path that they want, that they have to select it path. But right now, I literally have
the option.
I have to take the decision to select which path I want to go. I have that opportunity. It's not same for a lot of people, but right now, I'm selecting a path with less money and more fun. I mean, the more learning path.
Experience, yeah.
Right now, that's the thing I'm focusing on.
Well,
I feel like
selecting the path
at the end of the day, if what you should do is what brings you like peace, like in life. If you can wake up excited to do something, that's what you should do. I feel like personally.
Yeah.
I have this question, okay? So let's say the same situation, but what one path leads to your enjoyment, but it's limited, time limited. The other path you have, it's is rough, not that much enjoyable at first, but it can provide you enjoyment because it can provide you necessary money or something like that. So you can enjoy your life free in the free time or something like that. So what is the path you're going to take? Like a short amount of happiness, a long time of pain, but it can give you the money needed to do something fun. What would be your choice?
I'd still go with the first one, honestly. Because
I think I'll select the first one. But in different circumstances, I think we might have made different choices.
Yeah, maybe. So so you might need to choose the career path, but maybe when you get to a certain level that you have the choice, then maybe you can switch, right?
Yeah.
Anything else, guys? Like, I think we're running out of time.
It depends on the situation.
Yeah.
That's the thing about life.
But at
everything
but at the end of the day, what is constant is enjoyment is needed in life. That's the end of like what
I
is
think
needed, right?
I think the
Yeah.
word is happiness, not enjoyment. I
Mhm.
think
Happiness.
happiness
Yeah,
is what we need. Enjoyment can be
yeah,
different from person to
enjoyment.
person,
Yeah,
but at the
what I mean by enjoyment is happiness. Yeah,
Happiness and
yeah,
fulfillment, kind of, and peace.
yeah,
yeah,
fulfillment.
yeah,
Hmm. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this week's episode. Yeah, because we're kind of running out of time. I think we went over the time limit that we expected to talk. Like we didn't have anything prepared,
yeah,
and feel like
Yeah,
we
at
actually,
this, yeah, at the start we didn't have anything.
yeah. But see, this is what I love. Like we build interesting conversations out of nowhere. Like it's really amazing. Like how that works out. But yeah, we're gonna try our
And
best.
and also
Uh,
I want to say this, right? Okay.
yeah.
Uh, like if you guys come to this, come to end, and if you guys have any thought about that, whether you chose the life of happiness or fulfillment, or whether you choose the life of suffering for a bit or something like that, what
Mhm.
would be your choice? Leave it down in the comments.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like I know some this is not the best quality and this is not the best way we can put it out, but if you guys actually watch it to the end, that really means a lot to us, and I hope we like what we talked about gave you some kind of help or guidance or direction to whatever you want to do in life. And yeah, hopefully we come back within a month with the next episode, and we'll try to find time in the best way we can. So yeah, until next time, I guess. Have a good one, guys.
Yeah, see, but